Godzilla Kong's second trailer is supposed to drop literally any time now. And with that, I think now is the perfect time for this video. Amidst all the recent promotional material for the MonsterVerse and Godzilla Kong: The New Empire, there's a good chance that you have seen some of the epic keyboard battles that have taken place between fans of the recent massively appreciated film, Toho's Godzilla -1, more specifically the old school Toho fans in general, and of course the new blood, the fans who have joined the Godzilla and monster fandom with the MonsterVerse movies. And I want to make a point of letting everybody know that I appreciate all eras of Godzilla films. They all have their own special quirks that make them respectable, you know? So my hope with this video is that at the least I can do a little bit here to kind of calm this war within our fandom. Watch it go and make everything worse. So a while back, I saw KDM make a post where some ex-Toho producer named Shogu Tamiyama gave some deep insider knowledge as to what was ultimately the death of the Godzilla franchise, or at least almost that. That is, if not for the MonsterVerse. Now, when this first came out to the public, I didn't really want to get in on the fandom war at the time, but you know what? Screw it. This is something that a lot of us need to know about right now, I think. Plain and simple, it doesn't matter if you like the MonsterVerse or not. Without it, no Shin Godzilla, no -1, and no YouTube channels talking about it. No MonsterVerse, then no more Godzilla. It's that simple. The nail was ready to be hit into the coffin and seal Godzilla's fate. After Godzilla Final Wars, Toho is prepared to let Godzilla walk back into the ocean and truly never be seen again. Now, there's no denying that Godzilla as a character would live on, at least in a historical sense. Us superfans would go on always talking about how we loved the Godzilla movies of old. But overall, Godzilla's legacy as a franchise, not as a character, would have just remained a pastime joke for general audiences across the planet, making fun of the dubbed lines, the outlandish stories, the over-the-top acting, and even mocking our beloved guys in suits. If it wasn't for the MonsterVerse, there'd be a lot more guys out there making bold claims like Godzilla doesn't work in America. If you get that reference, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna give Homeboy any publicity like he clearly wanted. Toho was going to let the franchise die. Tamiyama gave good reasoning behind this. He said, "The children in Japan didn't know who Godzilla was. Figures could no longer be found in stores. Adult Godzilla fans were sometimes being laughed at and mocked." And whether we wanted to admit it or not, he was right. I'm old enough to remember the days when Godzilla was nothing more than something everybody made fun of. As I was running around pretending to be Godzilla, stomping buildings and doing all that stuff back in elementary school, everybody was looking at me like I was a weirdo. Being a Godzilla fan came with this stigma that you were just this weird nerd. I didn't care, but you would have to be lying to yourself if you didn't see this reaction from everyone at the time. Nowadays, thanks to the MonsterVerse, we can talk about Godzilla in a much more mainstream way without getting as many of those weird looks that come with the territory. Now everyone, this is not me saying that you have to love the MonsterVerse if you're a Godzilla fan. You can like it or you can hate it, it doesn't really matter. There's certainly more than a few things to criticize when it comes to the series. But its extreme success across the world has grown the Godzilla franchise to successes that until recently a lot of folk, including Toho, didn't think possible. Now thanks to the MonsterVerse, Godzilla, Kong, all these monsters get to live on for hopefully decades more to come. And we can't deny the good this is doing for economies across the world. Thousands of jobs have been created, allowing more and more people to get on board with making kaiju movies, the stuff that we all want to do, right? Inspiring new creators and artists to chase their dreams, and allowing the old creators to not be forced to move on to something new. At the end of the day, the entire monster and kaiju community can say thanks to the MonsterVerse for bringing so much attention to this beloved genre of films. So if you stayed this long in the video, thank you guys. You, my friend, are helping the channel out more than you know. Now time for me to do my part and support a fellow creator in our community. Our friends from Titanic Creations sent us this awesome Gorgo action figure set, and I figured I'd do something a little new and give you guys a little unboxing bonus, huh? So let's get right to it. Alright, so I love the boxes that they do always, but right now with it being this kind of shiny plasticky material, obviously you can kind of see the reflection, so it's not really doing it justice, but trust me, it looks very cool, very good art. Let me get out my knife here to open this bad boy up. Speaking of which, check that out. You like that? That looks good, doesn't it? Alright, so let's open this bad boy up and show you guys what we're working with here. Comes out just like that. Get that shiny thing out of the way. I'm gonna see everything in here. Looks cool. Oh. Alright, so everything Comes with a bunch more pieces, a lot more than normal I'm seeing. I know with the other Titanic Creations figures that he's sent us, they were more like collector's figures, where this is clearly, I mean, this is like a really nice toy. It's high quality, it's nice and heavy. Look at that, oh man, look at that range of motion. Look at that articulation, that's pretty sweet. That actually looks really good. That's, I'm honestly a little shocked of how good it is. This looks freaking amazing. Alright, so it comes with its own London Tower. What's that called? Big Ben, right out. Gosh, he'd kill me if I didn't know what that was called. So that's pretty cool. If you didn't know, this movie takes place in London, so it's kind of like, in a sense, Alistair's, his country's kaiju. So let's keep looking at all these pieces. So we got this little tiny version. This little tiny guy here, that's pretty cool. Nice little additional figure. And I guess it, oh gosh. And it comes with a second head. I'm not exactly sure why. It looks fairly identical to the other one. Not quite though, it's a little bit more red eyes, and I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with that, but I guess you could probably pop his head off and put this one on if you want to. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to break it right now, but hey, you get two different head options. Put this back down here. He's, yeah. Man, I just can't get over how much articulation this guy has, man. This is sweet. This is really cool. This is freaking great. All right, and so we got these very tiny little plane kind of figures here. And I guess you put them on this black thing here, this little rod of sorts. There's a little hole in there. Hard to do it recording, looking at the camera and doing it, but here we go. And there you go, you got a little plane. And I guess the whole idea is that you can set up a sort of prop or a set of sorts. And I think this is a stand. So let's put this guy, I think this is what this is, yeah. Okay, so this kind of works as a stand, so you can go and create, like, I guess, epic. It's not so useful on the carpet here, but if you had this on your stand, I guess it would work a whole lot better. Any Gorgo fans know what this is? Alright, so I was having a hard time getting this all to balance on the carpet, but anyway, here you go, here it is. So that's what the planes are supposed to be. Kind of gives them a little, I guess, some way of establishing a scene. You can kind of create the effect that these things are flying around. Oh, Gorgo here. And I think it looks pretty freaking cool. So if you want your own Gorgo figure set, I'll make sure and leave links to this down in the description. And you can go and add this bad boy to your collection.